How's it going, everybody? It's Carlos, your host of the Just Fans podcast, and I'm going to get through the intros quickly because we got a lot to talk about with our friend HTownWheelHouse. Rios, how's it going, bud?
The panic button.
Gotta hit the panic button, all right? And of course, we got our old friend HTownWheelHouse. Let's talk a little bit of Astros versus Rangers, ALCS. Man, let's go. What has been the issue, H-Town? Like we're almost like at that point, like what's going on, man?
Right. Well, bottom line is you just have an offense that outside of Jordan Alvarez and one home run by Alex Bregman really hasn't done much.
Right.
The first game you lose 2-0. The Rangers didn't beat the brakes off you. They scored 2 runs off of Verlander, and you would have liked to capitalize on the opportunities. They are 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position in the first 2 games. They have only given up 7 runs in both games. They've only scored 4, and where your relief pitchers have thrown up zeros, there hasn't been a single run scored off of a pitcher that's not a starter in the first 2 games. So your relief pitchers are doing their job. The bottom line is you got Kyle Tucker hitting 0.91. You've got Jose Altuve, who has not been himself. Outside of Jordan Alvarez, really, there's not a lot to be desired with this Astros offense. And there's some pretty amazing numbers out there. Michael Schwab gathered a pretty genius tweet, and he talked about how the whole thing behind them losing at home. Get this: 63-22 regular season when they score first. When the opponent scores first, they're 26-50 at home. Of their 39 wins and 42 losses, 42 of those opponents have scored first 32 times.
Wow.
And 15 times at Minute Maid Park, the other team has scored first in the first inning. They just don't play good behind. When the other team's up to bat and the starting pitcher makes a mistake, or like Framber throws an errant ball. Look, if Framber doesn't throw that ball to first, you get out of that inning with 3 runs. The Astros win that game 4-3. Game over. It's 1-1. If you get 2 or 3 hits from Altuve, Kyle Tucker, and Jordan in that same game in game 1, you beat the Rangers 3-2. But we all know reality is reality, and you're down 0-2. So you go into Arlington, you're kings of the road. You hope that you hope you get it steered back to Houston and give yourself a chance to win. But is it home field disadvantage?
Right. At this point, yeah, man, I agree 100% with you. I don't see, I want to bring back a point that you brought up with Framber. Like, I mentioned it earlier this week. I was like, yesterday when he was playing, 'cause I was at the game yesterday. It was a fun atmosphere, of course, but obviously you walked away with a loss, so it was a bittersweet feeling. But so, I mean, is it one of those things where, hey, it's time to call a spade a spade? Is Framber really an ace or anymore, or is he playing hurt, or what's going on? What do you think?
He's been very inconsistent all season. He's been very great, and he's been very bad. He hasn't really had many mediocre starts. And so you wonder throughout the season what has gone on, what has changed from last year. He's gone from, he was pitching so well last year. Someone brought this up to me. He was pitching so well last year that people accused him of cheating.
Oh, God.
This
I
year,
remember that. Like, what is this? What's going on? I was like, dog, you ever heard of fidgeting?
This year, they're like, can you put Framber out on the mound again, please? Because he's hittable. And he also has a no-hitter this year. He has had a very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I think the pitch clock has messed with him. I think the fact that his delivery is not as repeatable as most guys is creates an issue. His mechanics, when his mental side is off, his mechanics are off. And then when he's trying to throw too hard, you watch. If he comes into a game, next game he pitches, okay, if he gets the opportunity to pitch again, the Astros can extend the series. If he's throwing 97, 96, 97 constantly, he's going to be walking people. If he throws between 94 and 96, his velocity's down. Even that couple miles an hour helps control that ball, because the way he holds the ball, his arm slot, and the way he delivers the ball is so dependent on where it is. And if it's in the wrong spot, he's sailing way outside the zone. And basically what the Rangers did today was they were looking at pitches in the strike zone. Anything out of the strike zone, they just watched. And it was in the strike zone, they swung. And that's why they hit. Even if it's soft contact, that's why they hit him.
Right. Yeah, no, it was it's been you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head on that one. Every time he gets like in his head, it's like a slow domino effect of what, of a series of events to come for Framber.
And it
it's
really
been
started
like
after that no hitter.
Yeah, I felt like after the no hitter, because Rios and I were there, and when we saw it happen, and it was just it was a very joyous occasion. But man, after that, I haven't seen the same Framber, and of course, I agree with you 100% on the pitch clock being an issue. I mean, Christian Javier is another guy that we felt that way, and I think the last game he pitched really well to the point where he said, "I was so thankful for the fans for helping me with the pitch clock," or something like that, or telling me that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. It helped them count the clock down,
Yeah.
and so I think that was Jose Urquidy, wasn't it?
Was it Urquidy?
Because
Okay, I thought it was Javier.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was Urquidy because when he went out there, they were just like 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but yeah, I think Christian has been one of those guys also that has, been
yes.
affected by it, and so give me one second. Poppy's here. I gotta switch the banner. What? He can wait. That's why he gets for being late. No kidding. All right.
Oh, look at
So
that,
then
man! You guys
I
are all
know.
fancy now.
For a minute. Give it time. It's gonna go. There you go.
Hey,
Hey, what up?
Look
What's
at the
up,
cat
man?
again.
¿qué es lo que
What?
hace?
What's up,
Drew
man? How
again.
you been?
The one-eyed three-legged cat.
Ah, fuck out.
What? All right, Poppy. We're just talking about like the Framber issue, the Christian Javier here and here, the all of the things that have caused us to be in the place we're in right now. What are your thoughts on what's going on right now with
Well,
the
what's going
Astros?
on? I mean, depends on what you're talking about. The fact
Mhm.
that Framber has completely collapsed ever since he had that no hitter in the regular season. The fact that the whole pitching staff has just been like a shadow of what their former selves. Altuve can't hit for nothing. Pena has gone missing. Tucker, I haven't even seen him this
Dude,
playoffs. Like, what is
he-
going on with Kyle Tucker?
he's in
The
a milk carton
only
right now.
the only consistent hitter we've had is Jordan, and as good as he has been, and as good as we know he can be consistently, as long as he stays healthy, he cannot win you a whole series all by himself. You're talking about pitchers needing run support, but I feel like when the bats are hot, the pitching is awful. I feel like when the pitching is on point, the bats are falling asleep completely. Like, it's just difficult, dude. And the fact that we're down 2-0 in the series, that's what makes it that much more harder for the fans in general. If you're taking if you split the first two games and you take it back to South Oklahoma, right? It's a completely different ball game. We're talking about that in a completely different way. Verlander had a really decent game one, I would say, but
Yeah.
again, the bats just couldn't give him any kind of support whatsoever. Game two, Framber had a really bad start,
Huh,
and the
bad. That's putting it lightly.
That's an understatement.
a really out of character start, I guess I would say, especially in
Okay.
the postseason, because we've been here before. You would expect something from this from like a JP France if he was starting. Urquidy coming back from an injury, maybe he's not all there. Framber has had a full season to get it together, and he hasn't. So, but that game we just couldn't crawl back of the hole that he dug us in. As much as we don't want to like get on the guy because
Yeah.
we love him here, and he's definitely, like, all things considered, he's our second best pitcher, and he would be an ace in most teams. Uh, I don't know what has happened uh, since the postseason started, but we just don't look that like the same team we were, against everybody last year. Even the Twin series, you could argue it shouldn't have gone to what was it, 6 games or whatever. It felt like it felt more like 14 after that first loss or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, it just doesn't fill me with
So
confidence. We've been here before. Can we get it done? Definitely. Will we get it done? I just gotta see. I just gotta see something that makes me believe. It's a lot of spark and
Well,
no flame from them right now.
so going back to Fromber, like he had in 2.2 compared to the bullpen. I don't know if y'all saw that stat. Uh Fromber got 7 hits, bullpen got one.
Yeah.
Fromber let 5 runs in, bullpen 0. 4 earned runs, 4 for Fromber, 0 for the bullpen. walked one walk, and then the bullpen let 2 walks in, but no big deal. And they both had 6 strikeouts. So
that's the thing. I mean, if the bullpen continues to do what they're doing, and they do somehow pull out this miracle and do something no other team's done, and I still contend out of the 30 teams in the major leagues, this is the team that can do that. All out of all the teams that are left, they are the one team that I believe can and has the ability to. And I wholeheartedly believe once you win game 3, it's series on from that point. But if these relief pitchers continue to do what they've done and throw up zeros, I would contend that Major League Baseball needs to change the rules and give the relief pitchers the MVP for the ALCS.
Yeah.
Because they will be the reason. They're the reason the Rangers didn't beat the brakes off of us in those first 2 games. Because if they go in, when Montero went in that game, I was like, what are we doing with Montero?
I was like, this can't be that much better, right?
And what did he do?
I was just like,
he was solid.
He was solid. And
he was solid.
And the thing is, you have that confidence in your pitching staff. But when you have like Kyle Tucker saying things like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I don't feel like anything's wrong. I just don't know. Like, I'm just not, like, he's not there. I think against so Dusty Baker said today that he's going to drop Tucker in the lineup. And I think that's going to give him an opportunity. They're probably only going to see Max Scherzer one time through. And I think they need to work counts. They either need to be aggressive. If he's wild, work the count, get his pitch count up, get him out. Get to their bullpen early. You get to their bullpen early. All it takes is Kyle. Look, they need to hit with guys on base. Again, they're 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. If you can get Jordan hitting a home run with the guy on base, if you get Kyle Tucker getting a hit to right center field or left center field with Jeremy Pena on second or someone on second scoring, that's a huge boost of confidence for Kyle Tucker. You just need that spark to get the fire started. And Kyle Tucker needs that. Look, yesterday, they were so beleaguered by it. Framber Valdez changed his shoes. He changed his shoes after like that first inning because he was like, I got to do something. So he was mentally tanked. I knew when he changed his shoes, I was like, okay, this guy's done for the game.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people made a big deal about it. He changed his shoes, must be cheating again.
I feel like he gets in his own head when he doesn't start out hot. And it's just so hard for him to get out of that mindset once he gets there. But like you said, like if there's a team that can do this, is the Astros, and if there's a team that they can do it against, it's against the Rangers, because we know they have the most blown saves in the regular season. So like if we can get to their bullpen
early,
then it's game on. But the fact is, you had a game where Justin Verlander had a pretty excellent game. Their pitcher was just better,
Oh yeah, no, I mean Jordan Montgomery shoved. I mean,
Jordan Montgomery,
and it doesn't take anything away from Evaldi or Montgomery. They both had phenomenal.
They both
starts.
had phenomenal games, games. But we know, like on game 1, not on game 1 because we got completely shut out. On game 2, we saw once we got to that bullpen what we can do. Jordan with a pair of homers. We just need like the rest of the guys to start hitting. Like Abreu has been pretty solid this postseason, I would say, offensively at least. But we just need, like you said, Altuve needs to get on base, and
some consistency though.
He had that rare mistake the other day, but I don't think that mistake was that much of a. So wouldn't have much of a difference. I feel like the inning where we had 3 people on base and 0 outs. I feel like that was for us.
Well, you had 2 days like that. You had bases loaded. Now again, Maldi, you can go either way with him, and he had bases loaded and then out. That was a missed opportunity in game 1. Game 2, you had that same opportunity, except if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Altuve and Bregman that went in.
Altuve and Bregman.
No. It was Diaz struck out first, and then Altuve struck out,
and I gotta say, I feel like for the rest of this series, at the very least, I don't think Maldonado gets a lick at all. I don't think he should get a shot. Like, Diaz struck out when we needed him the most, but I feel like
gives you a better chance.
If Diaz is in the lineup early, I feel like maybe we don't get to that position in the first place, to the point where we have to like get the runs back.
Yeah, because you put him out there cold with basically no time to warm up at all.
Exactly. Like it feels like last postseason, I remember when we got to the like Mancini, Diaz,
Right.
Diaz, and I forgot, and Maldi. Once you got to
Right.
that the bottom of the lineup, it was a complete
Guaranteed.
black of like offense. There was nothing happening, and it's giving me that same feeling every time Maldi steps up. I'm like, yeah, we got Altuve right behind him, but if Altuve's not hot, then are we counting on Bregman?
I mean,
are we counting on everybody else to make a
I mean,
difference?
why wouldn't you put maybe put Brantley in there, and then put Maldonado after him, and then put Pena batting ninth, where Pena is almost like a second, like a first leadoff hitter.
Yeah, like almost like because he like if he can get on base, like you got speed on the baseline.
How are we looking at Chas McCormick here?
Look, hey, props to Chaz. He freaking owned up to it. He was like, I effing sucked. That was horrible. He knew he was swinging at the shittiest pitches. I mean, dude, those pitches weren't even like when a player does that, I basically use this line. He was swinging a real bat like I swing on MLB The Show, and that's why I suck at online baseball. Because I cannot judge a ball to save my life. I'm like, they're like, why are you swinging at that? I'm like, I don't know. It looked like a strike.
Yeah, it's like, that's coming like down the middle, and it's like 3 feet off the zone.
You can have like 25 pitches on me, but I'll swing at them.
It's like Altuve last season when he was swinging way out the strike zone.
It's just like a pinata almost.
It's like he's just swinging an axe around, just trying.
Did you guys see Michael Brantley's dad coaching him when he
was? That was awesome
before the game yesterday. His dad was going through the motion, saying like, "Watch your shoulder, don't keep it open." And then he had his first 2 at bats, he had a hit, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." This is a professional hitter. Kids, listen to this. This is a professional hitter still taking lessons from his dad. Doesn't think he's too big to listen to his dad. Man, I wish my son had that approach when he still played baseball.
Right?
Can we get out of this? Like, can the Astros?
Yes.
What happens?
100%.
What happens?
What happens? What happens if what?
If we don't win Game 3?
Then I lose a bet that I don't want to lose.
If we lose Game 3, it's not impossible, but good Lord, it would be a story to tell the grandkids.
Right?
I just know for a fact that we won't end up hearing the last of it from Rangers fans because it's going to go right to their head.
Yeah, but honestly though, that doesn't really bother me because we're going to be right back here next year, and I really have faith that the Astros are they're going to have to sign somebody in the offseason. They're going to have to sign another starting pitcher. Yes. A lot of people are kicking the tires on maybe we trade Framber and get something in return for him, and not sign him to a big contract, because if he is more or less the inconsistent guy and you catch lightning in a bottle every once in a while, is he someone that the Astros now? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm seeing a lot of chatter, and fan talk is fan talk. I mean, anybody can say anything, right?
Yeah.
But look, Game 3, I think, is a must win, and we titled our show the evening before the game. Game 3 is a must win game, and then we put question mark, or is it a must win game? Basically, asking the question, and I think it is.
I feel like from now on, I think it's win or go home at this point. We should look. This is how this team should be looking at it.
Every game's an elimination game.
Going 0-3 in the series, you just can't.
That's going to be
back from that, dude. Like, especially with
it's hard to recover
with how inconsistent everybody has been. Who would be pitching Game 4? Urquidy?
I would say Urquidy because
I don't see how you go with anybody else.
And then Game 5,
that's a question mark.
That's the question mark.
Game 5, I think you would have to do short rest, but I think you could go Verlander
again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would. And then you have if you win all 3, okay, best case scenario, then you would have Framber in a Game 6.
Is that best case scenario?
Well, yeah, winning three games. Well,
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean by the Framber thing. I was like, is that best case scenario right now?
Yeah, no, I'm saying best case scenario for the team is to win all 3.
Are we? Is it 3 games over there? And
3 games.
3 straight.
Yes, 3 straight.
So let's say this. Let's say we win Game 3 and 4, and then we lose Game 5. Game 6 is an elimination game. You've burned Verlander. Do you go with Javier if he pitches a heck of a game because there's a day in between? And then because I think for me, I'm going Urquidy in game 4. I'm piggybacking with Hunter Brown. And then I'm saving JP France for a game 5 to piggyback. And game 5 may be a bullpen game to save your rotation.
Yeah. Why is JP not in the rotation?
Because
he's a rookie. He's a rookie, yeah.
But he's been so good.
Well, he kind of came back down to earth towards the end of the season.
Well, I think Jose Urquidy's performance lately has solidified his spot.
Yeah,
yes.
But Jose Urquidy needed that because last year they didn't even throw him, and I hated that. But here he is. I think it's his opportunity.
He didn't play at all last season.
No, he didn't play last year.
Not even in the World Series.
Nope.
Oh,
no.
He wasn't on the roster in 2 of the 3 series, right?
Yeah, because we have McCullers still playing.
Yeah.
And no, man, I just don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough rest of the series. We knew it was gonna be a tough series. The fact that they took the 2 games off the bat is just unacceptable.
And it's like Derek Jeter said, they were up 0-3. They were up 3-0 on the Red Sox.
And then
the Red Sox came back and they did it. And it was
it's the Yankees.
I know. Well, I know, but I'm just saying, here is my only thing. We have we didn't win 3-2 in Arlington or 1-0. We beat them 39-10 in 3 games. We absolutely embarrassed them, and we hit the hell out of the ball in that stadium. Everything goes to center field. Maldi, I'll mention this. Maldi in his press conference today was asked about why Christian Javier has been so good lately over his last 3 starts versus the others.
Spider attack.
And he said, he goes, well, I don't want to answer that question. I'm not going to tell you my secrets. I was like, yes, I love it. Maldi going espionage on him, like under the radar.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
As it should be. Yeah. He's
because as you know, the Astros were sponsored by MI6. We have all these latest cheating gadgets.
Right.
Dude, I don't even know, dude. But I don't think Maldi should be in the lineup, man. It's just frustrating.
Are you becoming a Maldi hater?
No, dude, because I love Maldi. I love him. But when we need hits and everybody's struggling, the last thing I want to see is Maldi step into the plate. Was this game 1 when I think we had like bases loaded? And then I texted you guys, like it was Maldi coming out. I texted you guys like, oh, Maldi about to cement his legacy.
Yeah, and he's like, never mind.
Like 35 seconds later, I was like, never mind. Forget I said anything. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Some guy in front of me goes, I effing hate that guy. And I was like, dude, Maldi's gonna do something here. And he turned around after he struck out and he goes, that's why I effing hate that guy.
He didn't do a goddamn thing. He had the best tickets in the house.
Oh man. Wow.
Oh, man. How much of this is on Dusty?
Yeah. Well, the fact that Dusty didn't even try to mix in Yiner during the season, even sporadically, like, hey, Justin, every 3rd start, I'm going to put Diaz out there. I need him to catch you.
Correct.
Because we get in the playoffs, we only have 2 catchers. This kid needs to be familiar with you, and you need to be familiar with him. Because, God forbid, something happens to Baldy before Justin Verlander gets another start if that happens. And what if you have to go Diaz? Then you've got Justin Verlander throwing to a kid that he's never really thrown to. JP Francis thrown to him. But look, it's the old way of baseball, the seniority thing, the earn the stripes, the C on the chest in the NFL. I know he's not the official captain. We quote unquote don't have captains unless you're in a certain city. But look, guys, he is who he is because the pitchers want him there. And if the pitchers wanted another catcher, they would get another catcher. I mean, those guys make enough money to tell the coaching staff who they want catching them. Yeah. And they just, I think it's like a security blanket. It's a comfort thing.
By the way, Urquidy did pitch last season in the World Series against the Phillies, Game 3, when McCullers gave up those 7 runs.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, I completely.
So he was in technically, yeah. Yeah, I just realized that, and I was like, "Hey, I thought it was bugging me." I was like, "I thought I did see him," but
Well, to be
remember
fair, I was blackout drunk at that point. After those 7 runs, I was like, I'm done.
It was,
I remember that was the one game I did not finish watching.
yeah.
Mhm.
See, and I gotta tell you,
the
it was
fifth inning,
because.
I just turned it off.
And the reason I looked it up, I was like, "Am I going crazy or what?" Because I just thought I was going insane. I was like, I was like, "No way!" I thought I saw him. That's the only reason why. It wasn't to like prove a point or anything.
And then the next game we throw a multi-game no hitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Go
I mean, a
figure.
We
multi-pitcher
should have
no
just let
hitter.
my colors out there for.
Because that was
Jeez.
because that was the game the Philly fans started messing with Matthew Mack, and that was the battle cry.
That was a battle cry. Yeah, no. So let's. I know you got to go in a few minutes, and so do we. But so what are we? What are, so we are the team that can get out of this for sure. What do you think? Let's make a prediction for next game. What are we looking at tomorrow? We got Max Scherzer on for the Texas Rangers, and they got Christian Javier, correct, for the Astros.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys see a low scoring game, a high scoring game?
I see high scoring game for us. I think if you can get to Scherzer early, go to that bullpen early, that gives you your best chance of winning the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a 7-2 type victory for the Astros in this, where they score more runs in one game than they did the first 2 games combined. I think the Astros take the lead, and they if they do take the lead early, I think they take it, and I think they keep it. I bet you Christian Javier, the way his ball was moving last time he pitched, he's absolutely shoving right now. I have full confidence in his invisible and the movement. As long as his movement's there and he's calm, then I think the Astros take care of business.
There you go, Bobby.
I'm not confident whatsoever.
The optimist.
But I'm just gonna put it into pray it into existence or whatever. 11-4 Astros.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
So can we call you Optimus Primo?
There you
I got my
go.
candle ready.
There you go, man.
There you go. There you go. All
He's
right.
got the candle. We got Optimus
got the candle and everything. Yep. There you go. All right. H-Town, always a pleasure having you on. I know you got to go, and so do we, because we got to do another show right now.
Man.
But hey, man, let's hang out again after the series and see what we saw and everything else that happened. All right.
And drown our sorrows.
Yes,
later.
sir.
All right.
Hey,
It's gonna be tears of joy or tears of lamentation. One of the two,
man.
All right.
We all have a good one.
Guys.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You too. Not a problem. All right, guys. Brother. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Or not. You don't know. Peace. We never know.
We never know.
Oh, you're my actual father? Oh, crap. I didn't know that.
I got a dad? All right.
No.
Right. All right.
Still recording. Are you going to stop him?